Hello class. So what we're gonna, the objective for today, just give me 1 second. Okay, the objective for today is we're gonna discuss how to write an argument, how argumentative essays are written. Like you guys know, like you guys already gone through how essays are like composed. And before we start like going through any of the elements of how to write down argumentative essays, let's just go back for a little to see how like a normal standard essay is written. So I'm gonna ask you, what's the first thing that we have to do before write a standard essay? Standard essay.
Standard essay?
Yeah, just like the ones that you guys learned before.
You do like the intro, the body.
Okay, that's right.
Thesis statement?
Intro. What do you say, Gabriel?
Thesis?
Yeah, this goes along with the intro. So yeah, the thesis statement, which should be the intro. It can be like you can just like present like your ideas in the first column, like in the intro. Okay, intro body, and what's the last thing that we need to have in our essay in order to make it like?
Your conclusion. You have to kind of reiterate your thesis statement.
That's right. So from what you guys learned before, what are the elements that you had to put in like in that intro? Gabriel already said like thesis. Like what else can you put there?
Can you repeat the question?
Like what other elements can you put like in your intro in order to like attract the reader into the essay? Like other than like the thesis, but what can you put in the thesis? Like for someone who's like new at writing and wants to like learn how to do it, how to like compose an essay, what will be the first? What will be the element that will get them started?
You would need a hook.
That's right. That usually can be in the intro, like maybe in the first sentence. And I mean, also like since like we're doing like this like traditional format, you can also like just like let's say like, oh, I'm gonna talk about puppies, you know, and you're gonna be like, and so you say like you given a hug. Maybe, I like puppies because they're the cutest animals in the world, and that's your opinion, you know, that's the opinion of the right, and then you just give out three reasons like I like them because they're very friendly, they're cute, and they serve for protection or whatever it is. Whatever like whatever the reason like the writer may have, you know. And then I guess like what you usually do is it's like those 3 points that you stated in your thesis or the intro. Then that's whenever you start talking about like maybe in the first body paragraph you talk about how like because like they're friendly and you give you reasons why like oh I like this is why I like puppies because they're friendly because they always greet me whenever I come back from school or work or whatever, you know. That's one element that you need to add like in your body, in your first body paragraph. And the second one, you know, like they're cute, and you give out like a description. You can give a descriptive essay like how like oh they're cute, and I like how like French poodles have their fluffy hair, and I like how German shepherds are big and furry and all that kind of stuff like. That you continue so on, then you do the same with the third body, and you can use like the third reason, and then at your conclusion, you pretty much like restate in different wording that thesis statement. Let's see, so that's how a standard essay is written, and let's go next to like the next thing that we're gonna learn. And maybe you guys heard of this, and maybe you like unconsciously do it whenever like you write essays, and like it's which we call it rhetoric. It's the same thing. Like you write like it's the same like the 5-body paragraph essay. You state like your reasons that you elaborate, then your body, and then your conclusion. but it's a slight different. Like you're speaking to what you're writing. What you're writing is
Which of the classes in your schedule?
I think Dr. Ace's classes count.
really. Sorry. So so like you give out like your yeah, I got off track now. So you say like your reasons and you elaborate on your body and then you just like reinstate it again, but like the difference is like you're trying to convince the public. I mean, you're just trying to maybe like you could say like have an agenda of like why you want to make people think this way. What would be a perfect example? Before we start going like elaborate on that, like let's just go on the elements that a persuasive essay has. Okay, what is a persuasive essay? So, Gary, can you read that first paragraph?
Persuasive writing, also known as the argument essay, utilizes logic and reason to show that one idea is more legitimate than another idea. It attempts to persuade a reader to adopt a certain point of view or take a particular action. The argument must always use sound reasoning and solid evidence by stating facts, giving logic reasons, using examples, and quoting experts.
All right, so that's one of the main elements that maybe like the standard essay that you guys were taught before differ. You have to like state your evidence, use credible quote credible like scholars, authors that maybe are an expert on the topic that you're talking about. So like Monica, what do you like to do?
What do I like to do?
Yeah, I don't know, just take whatever. Like
I like to sleep.
you like to sleep? All right, so that's okay. That's a good one. So all right, so let's say like Monica likes to sleep. Like maybe you can present an essay saying like, I mean, it can be like for your own, but I mean, if you want to like convince people like, oh, I like sleeping and it is good for you. So here are the reasons why, and then you just like put your evidence. Like maybe you can look for articles that studies have been done to see how like sleep can benefit you, and you can see like and you can like just convey to the reader like, oh, I mean, sleeping is good, and here's the reasons why, and this is what this doctor said, and you can like put like your quote like this doctor said this because and he graduated from Harvard and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just show credentials and like show like that you know what you're talking about, pretty much like just like showing like what you know what you're talking about, and just like trying to convince a reader. And I mean, it's not only like used like in writing essays, like you can use a speech and everything on it, and just like actually there's like use a speech to appeal the audience. And there's three ways in which you can use these appeals. Do you guys know like which other, because there's three main ones that we know of.
Ethos, pathos, and logos?
That's right. So we have those appeals like whenever we do like we speak and we write an essay. And you can even do it like even if you write a certain essay, you can even do it inadvertently without even you knowing, So like Gabriel said, is ethos, pathos, and logos. Alright, so these three elements are very important whenever it comes to like writing. And this is how like many scholars or whenever like many scholars or authors do whenever they're writing. Like they might do it inadvertently, they might not. It depends on the author. They have an agenda. It's all in the back of the mind, And just like any other literary work, like that's the reason. Like the literary works that you see in your books and like renowned books, they're very well known because they know how to like use this kind of these three elements very fluently. Even if like they don't show it, they still like show these three elements. Okay, let's go into like what are ethos and pathos and logos appeals. Okay. All right, so ethos. So ethos will be a form or argument based on a character or authority. All right, so this one's a perfect example. Like it can be endorsed by a celebrity, by someone in a uniform, by a professional looking people. So pretty much like it can be used as someone who has like kind of like an authority, like just like here like this ad is an example of like this specific ad like is telling you like to use this.
So it's like use this because she's using it. Right?
Yeah, because she's using it because she's a famous person and it's Julia Roberts. So like if she looks good in it, like you will look good in it. You know, I mean she uses it. That's what she looks. That's why they say like maybe like that's what she had like her looks and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like she's using our authority and everything. I mean, it's a combination. It's everything a combination of these three elements, but it focuses more on the ethos part. Just like it happened like in the election, the primaries and the general elections, like they use all these three elements, but like whenever it comes to presidential election, they use this one maybe. Like the ethos, they are elected authority because like they're endorsed by the Republican, the Green Party, the Democratic Party, and I mean they still do use like all these other elements, which I'm gonna go in detail. Like for and then let's go to the second one. Pathos, a form of argument based on emotions, fear, desire, sympathy, and anger. All right, so have you guys seen on TV like how like they see like like for $1 in a day like you can feel like some like a person in like in the third world country in Africa or like in Asia. That's the appeal that they use in this one. For let's say they use like a fear, get this or else, desire have naked people. I get to use that. Empathy, sad kids.
Like when they use sex to promote product.
Oh, like sexy people.
Definitely, there you go. And hunger, awesome looking food that looks way better than it does in real life. Okay. There you go. Yes. So and they use it like those three they try to like reel you in with like your fear, desire, sympathy, and anger, and that's how like pathos works. And this is like a perfect example of this like sad puppy and saying like so you can feel sympathy and sad. So and well, this is right here like they're like selling dog food. So what can you deduct from that? Like what are they trying to do like with this product? Like they're trying to sell their food, but if they're showing a sad puppy like behind bars, like what are they trying to do?
They're trying to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
They're not buying it.
Yeah, they try to make you feel bad. And also like you can also deduct like through job logic and everything that maybe if you buy their product, they're gonna donate some to the animal children as well, because that's what a lot of companies do, and they use that kind of they use your like emotions to get their products. So like so you can feel like within yourself like I bought the product, so our dog must be being fed by now, you know. And then lastly, logos. I think that this one's the most important, like personally for me. A form or argument based on logic, facts and figures. That's more research, statistics, whatever is done through studies, like what is actually happening right now. Maybe you could say like the present. How to identify logo in ads. Facts, percentage, lots of words, and information, charts, and figures. And like this is an example of a logo. And since they're selling right here like a phone, I believe it is. And they just like present like the facts, like what does it have in there, like what are the new innovations that they have, and they just show like whatever like they have in the new product, you know, and they try to like reel you in with whatever new thing they have come up with. So
is this also like, sorry to interrupt,
no, don't worry.
like is this also like when they show those commercials, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and all that, and they show those little charts like, T-Mobile has more reception than AT&T, Sprint, and blah blah blah. Is that
Definitely.
also, like, logos?
I think that will be more of a logos, yeah, because I mean they're showing that they have better reception. I mean you can really believe them, believe to it, but like I mean if it happens, it happens. Like well they use like a combination of three, but mainly yeah. Like whenever like they show a chart and everything, and they tell you like the facts of what's like they have a better reception, then yes, most likely they're focusing on the logos appeal, so they can like get like oh like they have better reception, so I better get them. Even if it's a little more pricey, but I mean I'll get it because of the evidence that they're showing, you know. And okay, so going back, so in the presidential election, like in my opinion, I believe that like they mainly use like the appeal of ethos. But I mean, whenever like they're debating and everything, like whenever debates are going on and the elections are happening, they use all these different, like they use all these three appeals in order to get people to vote for them, you know?
Do you think maybe it was a lot of it was pathos? Some of it was could have been pathos, like the sort of fear aspect of the election.
Definitely,
Like
yeah.
immigrants or
Yeah,
ruining
immigrants
this
or-
country.
And then,
Yeah, definitely. So that's another thing, like they use all these three, like they use all three of them, but like for instance, like that, for instance, like how like the police brutality is going on, they use a combination like of logo, like they say like oh like this many people have been killed in the United States compared to like another country in Japan that they already killed like maybe like 10 people a year, and here we kill like maybe, and here like police kill maybe like 500 people a year, which is something like and they use like both like the statistics and like they use the logos and the pathos in order to reel people in order to like well they like oh there's something going on here, you know. Yeah, I mean, if once you guys like, get like familiar with like all these elements and how to use them, like you can like do a combination of both and just I mean of all three of them and just just try to like appeal with all these three elements. I mean because I mean they're all helpful and that's why like a lot of reputable people like are recognized because like for like authors and like many authors are recognized because they know how to use all these elements, especially these three. So we're gonna just go through some newscasts so you can see how you can, and so you can tell me how you can spot the biases. Oh, okay. Before we go on that, like you have to like go like now there's biases. Like even if you try not to be biased, you're still gonna be a little biased. I mean, there's no way to escape it because you always have like a way of thinking, way of thinking. So you're always gonna have like you're always gonna think differently from other people because I mean we live in a different culture. The United States and Mexico, so there's a lot of different cultures that you can be assimilated to, and I mean it's a very big country. So if you go to another place, you find people who think differently and all that kind of stuff. So whenever you write, like they're always gonna see a bias on it, even if you try your best, like you're still gonna be biased. And a lot of the newscasts, like the news, they tend to do that. Like for instance, like Fox News is mainly like conservative, even if they try not to be. Like they're not gonna tell you like, oh, we're conservative newscast, but they imply it whenever like they imply whenever like they write their articles or they do their news, their interviews, and then the Huffington Post is mostly liberal, and they try they do their best like not to like sound biased, even if they don't sound this, they still are. And I mean, I know like and for most of you guys do know that like Fox News is mostly conservative, right? As well, and the reason why I'm showing you like two different opposites is to like make you know that this like they're gonna show like biases and I want to show you guys like how like they're so different to each other. So let's go first with the Fox News. Like for instance, like here, what are like the main key elements that they use? Like from looking at the title there, what are the, what makes you think? What makes you think about it?
What do you mean about the?
Yeah, like the bias. Like, do you see any bias in here? Like on the title?
With illegal immigrants,
There you go.
they're using the word illegal instead of, and so that has like a negative connotation to it instead of like
That's right.
undocumented.
That's right. Yeah, you're completely correct. I mean, that's how you can spot like you can spot like maybe like Fox News, they have like this idea of like immigration, like, and they use like this kind of terms like illegal immigrants. I mean, you can see like you can tell that they're trying to hide their bias, but like I mean they really don't, because they have an agenda. Like they're gonna always try to convince you like this is how it should work, like this is how we should get things done, you know. And so they say like they will have, and this is how it starts, so they will have a home with us, and you know how like they have it like in capital letters, like they're trying to sound alarm, like oh they're gonna be with us, they're gonna invade us, you know, that kind of stuff, like. And they have like this bias, like, no, we should work something about it, we should do something about it, and they say like Trump oncoming a battle against, and you know how they say like Trump, he's battling against, like maybe he's being kind of like the hero in this article, like oh yeah, he's the hero against illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities, may end up at church steps. So they're kind of implying like, oh, we should like work something out so this doesn't happen, you know? Okay, now let's go to the Huffington Post. Okay. All right, so this one's like the perfect one, because this one, like, you guys know that Huffington Post is mainly liberal, and they have like an agenda of liberal like agendas. And just look at the title. So, and you can see like this one, that's subtitle too. So what makes you think like, oh, this is like more of a left wing bias?
Maybe the fueling divisions.
That's another element. Yeah, that's one of them. Maybe not the main one. Oh. All right, I'll tell you guys. Okay, so since like the left wing says like Trump won with the lowest minority votes in decades. So here's the difference. Like how this is how you can spot on the bias in in this article, and especially in the title, because Fox News is not gonna tell you like they got like the lowest minority votes in decades. They won't tell you that. Like they say that they will show stories of how like how like they got votes from Latinos or blacks or Asians or white people, whatever. Like they're gonna show you that, but on the other hand, like they may not show you the statistics of how many people voted for, like, say, like Republican Party or Democrat. Or here, like on the other hand, like they're showing you like how they're trying to like give a negative connotations to the Republican Party, saying like, okay, like this was like one of the lowest votes that the Republican Donald Trump has received in 40 years. It says right here. He received less support from blacks and Hispanic voters than any president at least 40 years. And it's been trying to convey that, okay, like people don't like this Republican candidate, so they're trying to convince you, saying like, okay, this if people don't like him, then maybe you shouldn't because of this. And they elaborate like on the article. So that's how you can see like the biases. Like you can see like they're trying not to say, they're not trying to like say like, oh, Donald Trump it's not a good candidate for the United States, but like they still like imply it. They use that implicit what's I'm looking for, description in order to like make you think like, oh, okay, this is how it should work, you know? And I mean, and with like Fox News, they use like all those three appeals as well, like in order to like get you thinking and trying to get them and trying to get you in their side, you know. So, and like I said, like it's not only essays, but it can be like it can be also done in research, research speeches, poetry. It can be anything. I mean, as long as you get to know, you get to know with the rules, you can basically do whatever you want with it. So let's go in detail how like an argumentative paper is done. And I found like a good format on how like this paper should, like an essay should be written. Like I said, like since you guys knew it, like I'm gonna expect you guys to do like a 5-body paragraph, like just like a normal essay. So let's go through it. So like you guys said, like you guys have to have an introduction, a thesis statement, you know. And let's read. So Gabriel, can you like read like the first, like the introduction, everything?
1 to 2 paragraph tops. Purpose: to set up and state one's claim. Optional element: make your introductory paragraph interesting. How can you draw your readers in? What background information? If any, do we need to know in order to understand your claim? If you don't follow these paragraphs with the background information paragraph, please insert that into here. Do I continue?
Yeah, just so the requirement.
Required elements. If you're arguing about a literary work, state the author, the title. If you're arguing about issue or theory, provide brief explanation on your issue theory. If you're arguing about a film, state director, year, title. State your claim at the end of your introductory paragraph.
All right, so we already gone through this right now at the beginning of class, but I mean, like I said, like what we're mainly talking about is like the issue theory. Like if you're arguing about an issue or theory, like you can always it's right there. Provide brief explanation of your issue or theory. So I guess like you just give out like the reasons why like you believe this way, like you think this way, and you want the reasons why you should be doing it this way. For instance, like vote for the Democratic Party, and these are the reasons why, the benefits and everything. Like just like do it very brief, like say like you'll get like benefits, your college debt will be relieved, and so on, and then just elaborate like on the 3-body paragraph. And then, for instance, like in the background paragraph, first paragraph stops. Optional means can be for some papers. Also, sometimes this is incorporated into the introduction paragraph. See above. Purpose: lay the foundations for proving your argument. Will often include summary of works being discussed, definition of statement, explanation of key theories. So you just pretty much explain yourself, pretty much, like of the reasons why you're trying to convince. Like just give the definitions, explain why they're good for you or bad. Trying to like also like lay out like drive them away. I mean, it's pretty much like about writing a normal essay, but you're just trying to convince, and just keeping in mind that you have to use like these three elements in order to appeal your audience whenever like they're reading your essay. So pretty much just knowing. What I expect you guys to do is like just try to be as specific as possible whenever you state your three like whenever you trying to argue something, and those 3 reasons that you have on your 3-body paragraph. Just explain the reasons why you're trying to convince this person to do this or not do that, you know. And then just like the conclusion, just do the same. Like just reinstate your thesis with different words to see like the conclusion from what you're reading. So and like I mentioned before, it's not always like right. It can also be done like as we're speaking right now, we can have like a brainstorming session, speak and just articulate between each other like why we think this should be done this way and not that way, and just like pretty much come into pretty much like trying to convince everyone like, oh, okay, this is how everything should be done, you know. And let me show you, and also like I said, like a speech, and let me show you like a video to see how like they use like all these three elements of skills in order to convince someone they're just speaking to. For instance, this one. I know you've seen Rocky Balboa, like inspired by, but I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen this short clip, and it's pretty inspirational. You could say. So let me show you. Can you guys see?
You know, little.
Can you?
Can I turn off the light?
Hasn't been.
Sure, you can go.
People see me, but they think of you. Now with all this going on, this is going to be worse than ever.
It don't have to be.
No, sure it does.
Why? You got a lot going on, kid.
Oh, my last name? That's the reason I got a decent job. That's the reason why people deal with me in the first place. Now I start to get a little ahead. I start to get a little something for myself. And this happens. Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through this, okay? This is only going to end up bad for you, and it's going to end up bad for me.
You think I'm hurting you?
Yeah, in a way you are.
It's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke, and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you?
You ain't gonna believe this. Well, you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stay